U.S. soccer news, or at least rumors, Oguchi Onyewu has been linked with the Federation for the sporting director role. This according to sources of Fox Sports. The former U.S. men's national team most recently worked as the Secretary General of Belgian club Excelsior. He left that spot in November after 16 months in charge. You have talked about how important this decision is for the future of U.S. soccer, of the national teams. Is he the right man for the job?
It was our colleague Doug McIntyre of Fox Sports who broke that report, who broke the news of U.S. soccer's apparently he being a candidate for them. He could be a candidate. That's fine. He could be a candidate. And you could say the resume doesn't stack up, and that's also fine. You could say he's too young. He's 40 years old. The resume, well, he's had 2 sporting director stints, one in Orlando B and one in a second division Belgian team. You could say it's not that strong. What you can't say, or what you shouldn't do, is question the man's playing career. Or say, by the way, which is 69 caps, 2 World Cups, massive moments in U.S. soccer's recent history. What you also shouldn't say is he should be excluded from being a candidate because he's an ex-player. Because it used to be Sunil Gulati who was calling the shots, and you would scream and you would die for players, for people of the sport to run the federation in some capacity. What you also can't say is you can't lump him in as one of the good old boys. He's not, and I say this with all due respect, one of these 1990s wackos. He's not one of those, okay? Oguchi Onyewu, by the way, very respected figure that's played in endless countries in his 15-year career. I'm talking Belgium, France, I'm talking England, I am talking Italy. I'm talking some of the biggest places in the world with an extensive Rolodex, who, by the way, speaks 3 different languages, has an international business degree, and wants to enact change. You could also say, if you want, that he's on the board at U.S. Soccer and that is a conflict of interest. Sure, maybe he relinquishes, I don't know, I don't care. But take a look at what he did on that board. Enacting change, the new policies for diversity, for representation, all these different things. Stack his resume up the way you would stack any candidate up, and that is fine. But let me ask you a question here, Mal, and this is a bit of a rhetorical question. What if the position isn't that popular? Why are the likes of Ernst Tanner of the Philly Union and Peter Vermees of Sporting Kansas City not even getting out of bed to interview?
Right.
The job, per the fiscal report for Ernie Stewart, paid $800K. Why don't people want it? Is it that JT Batson and the structure that is from him on down makes it where you don't have that much power and you're maybe just only going to pick the coach? And Greg Berhalter made $1.6 million,
which is not, by the way,
which is not a lot of money.
Well, no.
So what coach can you actually pick? What I'm trying to tell you here is maybe you don't have as much power or as much effect on the game as one would like to. So is he the right man for the job, right? The right person for the job? Show me the candidates out there. I'm just saying it's fine if he's a candidate.
To me, that's the #1 element to this. At least there is a candidate. Because the clock is ticking.
Right.
Clock is ticking. And you need to make a decision rather sooner than later. Is he qualified for the job? Maybe he is, right? What makes you qualified for this job? That you have played, that you've been a part of the team, that you have international experience, that you've managed before at some capacity, at some level? To me, the bigger news is there's finally a candidate and someone that we believe is actually interested in the job. We still haven't heard from him yet, at least publicly, but at this point, again, the clock is ticking. So what I would say is, because Mexican soccer went through the same recently, right? It is a very important job, but how much power do you have? Who do you report to? So what's going to be your main assignment, and are you going to have a voice inside that office, right? I think that's the bigger concern regarding Oguchi Onyewu, personally.
So,
right?
If I may very quickly, Oguchi Onyewu could be a candidate that you'd say doesn't stack up to the rest of the candidates, and that is fine. But we don't even know if there's going to be a soon-to-be GM, or if that even is a position they're going to keep. It could be just a sporting director. That GM position, to me, was just created so they didn't have to pay Kate McGrath more money. That's just the reality if you look at it. So what type of responsibility will he have on that men's side, or will he have in general? These are questions that we don't have the answers from U.S. Soccer.
Finally, I want to say one more thing regarding all this process. It is very important for U.S. Soccer that, yes, you have to nail your manager, of course. But the the people that are actually going to be in control of everything that happens surrounding the national teams is, in the end, crucial, because let's not forget, the World Cup 2026 will play in its majority in U.S. territory. And this is the one shot, this is the one chance you have to be at being relevant in the world stage. So that's why I keep insisting it is a very, very important decision. And I was very worried that names of candidates were not out there. At least you have one right now.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.